If you're planning to grow a family, then you'll want to find the perfect place to plant those dreams. Education, affordability, and safety are just a few of the major factors that you might want to consider when choosing the best spot to dig roots. Utah. The miles and miles of sandy desert lands, steep mountains, and deep canyons might not seem the most ideal place to grow anything but cactus, but as it turns out, the Beehive State is swarming with reasons it's a great state to raise a family in. Utah ranks 11 in the nation for education and 8th for quality education. College is surprisingly affordable too, and the recent COVID-19 pandemic had unmasked the importance of broadband access and how it factors into education and employment. And this state rocked that challenge, coming in as number 1 for statewide availability, making Utah a really smart place to start a family. Minnesota. The North Star state shines when it comes to not only being a fantastic place to raise a family, but also in being one of the most affordable. It has a high median family income at $82,500, high scores for affordability, and a low percentile of poverty, which adds up to a fertile environment for success. Apparently, couples agree because Minnesota also has an incredibly low number of separations and divorces. Minnesota is the land of lakes, and you'll be able to take your family swimming, boating, kayaking, fishing, or for a scenic picnic. There are many diverse festivals which do take place throughout the year, so that way your children can learn about other cultures and traditions too. Hiking and biking the trails that run through the state is tons of fun as well. The sky's the limit when it comes to the possibilities of the North Star state. Maine. If safety is your main concern, then you may want to head on over to Maine to start your family. Maine ranks high in low crime rates, with only 4 in 10,000 experiencing a property crime and just 1 in 10,000 falling victim to a violent crime. Maine also proudly holds the title of being the safest state in the U.S. One of the main best things about Maine is the 500,000 acres of well-preserved land sporting 32 state parks. Not to mention, it's home to Arcadia National Park, a 47,000 acre for recreation of rocky beaches, glacier granite peaks, and woodland. Famous for its lobsters and over 400,000 acres of wild blueberries, it's safe to say that Maine does bring a lot to the table when it comes to family life. Iowa. Iowa leads the nation in growing corn, and it's not too shabby when it comes to growing a family either. If you're looking for a place to escape all the hustle and bustle of the city life and bring your kids up where life is lived at a much slower pace, Iowa is the most ideal for you. There's over 100 small towns in Iowa with populations under 300. Or you'll also have the option to be able to settle down in Milwaukee, which is the fastest growing city in the state that's gone from a mere 13,000 to 27,000 in just 10 years, and is expected to be at least 25,000 by 2030. Regardless of which town that you choose, community ties are strong in Iowa, and family values are as vast as the cornfields. When it comes to raising a family in Iowa, there's nothing corny about it. New York. Contrary to what you might think, New York is a very family-friendly state. Bursting with culture, parks, and diversity, the Empire State has something for everyone. New York isn't just the Big Apple, aka New York City. There's plenty of burbs and rural areas in the state too. The culture in New York caters to children with tons of children's museums, and they have multiple family attractions. You'll even find some of the best children's theaters in the Empire State, like New Victory Theater on 42nd Street for Excellence Street in puppetry, operas, and circuses. Even Broadway is kid-friendly these days. New York has some of the best rated schools in the nation, and while it is true that they also have some of the highest prices, we think the positive things about family life in New York is priceless. Texas. Texas is a big state. In fact, it's the second largest state in the U.S. in both population and land. It rates big in being an awesome place to start a family as well. The conditions in the Lone Star State set families up to succeed, from low taxes, no state tax, and an excellent economy. Oh, and didn't we mention that some of the best Mexican food is here this side of the Rio Grande? Texas is a minority-majority state where over half the population is of another race other than white. Raising children among other races has been proven to promote diversity and even decrease prejudice. The weather in Texas is so favorable throughout the year that it's become a magnet for large businesses, which do a lot of hiring like Exxon, American Airlines, Kimberly-Clark, and Toyota. If you're looking for big opportunities in family life, well, we reckon you might on mosey on down to Texas. Colorado. Colorado is a gorgeous place to raise a family. With 15 mountain ranges and 54 peaks that rise above 14,000, the Centennial State makes it fun to stay active. Hiking, camping, biking, rafting, fishing, and snow skiing are just some of the many things that there are to do in Colorado. Although the average snowfall is from 60 to 100 inches every year, there's over 300 days of sunshine as well. well. If you like the thought of raising a family in a small mountain town, Castle Rock, Winter Park, and Norwood are some of our top picks. Denver, the Mile High City, and Colorado Springs are larger if that's kind of more your style. The school systems are great, crime is low, and the further you go from the big cities, the more affordable that homes become. Plus, not to mention that Colorado's the 5th happiest state, so it's no wonder that it will naturally elevate your experience to raising a family. Vermont. Vermont is the 2nd least populated state, and it may be the nation's best kept secret. Continually ranking among the top 10 places to live in the US, Vermont has it all. Low crime rate, lots of job opportunities, great healthcare, and excellent education. It also has the 2nd lowest state for childhood obesity, which can be attributed to the many outdoor activities that are available. Early childhood education is a big focus in the state. There's also multi-generational connections that stretches between young and old alike. This state believes in being involved in the lives of families, and while some places adopt the belief that it takes a village, Vermont believes it takes a state. Massachusetts. Massachusetts is known as the Bay State, and it was one of the original 13 colonies, plus the landing spot for the Mayflower. Massachusetts is one of the richest states, and is one of the most educated as well. It has the most residents with college degrees, and is home to Harvard, the first higher education institution in the US. Because the Bay State residents value education so much, the school system is stellar. There are many reasons that Massachusetts is a favorite for families. For starters, the healthcare system is very efficient, with many children's hospitals in abundance. Parental leave is not only allowed, but nearly encouraged. The infant mortality rate is extremely low due to the emphasis placed on children's health. Family adventure camps are sprinkled all over the state, and you never have to go far to enjoy nature. We believe the Pilgrims were really onto something when they landed here, and that's why you'll love living here too. New Jersey. New Jersey, the Garden State, is one of the best places for your family to bloom. Excelling in all the important areas like child health, education, access to high-speed internet, daycare availability, low crime, job availability, access to healthy food, access to nature, and overall affordability, New Jersey claims the top spot for being an all well-rounded, awesome state. The culture in New Jersey is diverse, which is important when raising children to be well-rounded. Jersey has over 500 delicious diners, making it the diner capital of the world. The beaches are amazing too, with 44 beaches gracing the 130 miles of coastline. Home to the prestigious Princeton University, the state even boasts some of the best standardized test scores in the nation, and has the #1 best high school graduation rate. If you're looking for a fabulous state to take root, then look no further than the Garden State, as this is our #1 pick.